believe Syracuse University must once again become the best place for veterans.
I had no idea what I expect from college, how it runs, how it's supposed to operate.
Especially when you've had such an experience that's not typical.
The hardest thing was getting out of service was the transition. You go from a very structured environment to, okay, now you have to find your own path, right?
They need to make an informed decision as they get ready to transition out of their respective services. What is it that you want to do and where do you want to go? And if it's through higher education, Syracuse University is a place for them to come.
We just got recognized as the #1 military-friendly private school in America.
The culture here at Syracuse University is second to none, a place where I'm surrounded by family.
There are more than 1,000 students currently attending Syracuse University that are military connected. These are our student veterans, our active duty military, our ROTC cadets, and our military dependents, our family members.
I was a 14 Alpha, which is an air defense artillery officer with the Patriot missile system.
One tour to Afghanistan. One day it was just a sandstorm, we couldn't watch everything, and the next day they put an IED in my road that I had just built. We backed up, right onto the IED.
I was in the U.S. Navy for 4 years. I was a machinist mate, 3rd class. I served on the CVN 73 George Washington.
Syracuse University's long and distinguished partnership with the military dates back to World War I, when it introduced an ROTC initiative that grew to become the longest-running active program in the country. As America geared up to enter World War II, Syracuse University offered pre-induction training to the largest contingent of Air Corps men in the country. But the most exciting changes on campus emerged after the war, in response to the GI Bill of Rights, which then Chancellor William Pearson Tolley helped to create. A can-do kind of guy, Tolley flung open the doors of Syracuse University virtually overnight to some 10,000 veterans.
A campus built for 6,000 students, swarming with more than twice that many, and with every indication of more to come next year and next. Quonset huts, barracks, dining halls, trailers.
Tolley intuitively understood that educating these returning veterans, who were later called the greatest generation, would change the future of the nation.
We can tell a story about a history of service that not many other institutions can tell.
Our chancellor has committed to making this the best place for student veterans, and I've seen it firsthand that he's not kidding.
Providing opportunity and empowerment to the veterans of our armed forces and their families.
He started inviting us to breakfast to understand your needs and wants and how he could help us.
A lot of us come in and we're all hiding because we're trying not to stick out.
And it is an amazing transformation to see as they engage with our community and begin to see that they have something to add to our community, that they bring value to our community.
Veterans have immense amount of experience that they can bring to the learning culture that Syracuse has to offer. They want to give back to the community constantly.
That's the value of it, is bringing in perspectives that will be completely different, and by doing so make all of us an awful lot better.
I always wanted to go to Syracuse because I'm from here, but I thought it was this untouchable college that I couldn't get to because I only had my GED. And they said, we'll give you a shot on showing me what you're capable of in the first semester.
Me and my family, we came from a different side of the tracks. So when I got accepted, I was like, this can't be. Like, I was like, this is, they got the wrong person. So now that I'm here and I'm actually being able to talk to a lot of the kids, I see everybody's just like me.
We would welcome as many and award as many yellow ribbon scholarships as veterans that wanted to come to Syracuse University, tuition free.
I was an 88 Mike, which is a truck driver. Did a 15-month tour in Iraq. I got my master's in engineering management, my PhD studies in molecular dynamics.
I attended West Point, an artillery officer in the Balkans, Afghanistan, Iraq, and I also was a speechwriter for the commanding general at the 10th Mountain Division.
From beginning to end, you will have dedicated staff members that will assist you during all the different processes.
So there's no running around campus, there's no making multiple phone calls, a one-stop shop, if you will.
Syracuse University is very lucky to have a Veteran Success on Campus coordinator.
The face to anything and everything that circles around the Veterans Administration.
Also, the hospital is right here as well, and that also helps so much.
We have a dedicated career services infrastructure to support success of our military and veteran students.
Sergeant in the United States Army, computer information specialist for just under 6 years. I did 1 year in Iraq, 1 year in Afghanistan.
Human intelligence collector, fancy term for interrogations and source operations.
Colonel, 32 years, 5 combat deployments to Iraq and Afghanistan.
And I put in for what they called at the time the media option, started doing photography, and from there it took off and I've grown to love it.
We're serving upwards of 30,000 veterans and military family members a year through the programs that we deliver. We have a very, very robust network of supportive services and resources.
The Institute for Veterans and Military Families, they are nationally facing and look broadly across the United States and the globe in their support of veterans and their families. The Office of Veteran and Military Affairs focuses on all of the military-connected programs here at Syracuse University, so we are campus-facing in our support.
We have a lot of pride as veterans, and we can carry on ourselves and drive forward ourselves. I think Syracuse is one of the premier schools that look at it as an empowerment level. So we will give you the tools, and we will launch you forward, but we're not going to carry you across the line.
Well, what helped me the most when I first got here probably would have to be the Student Veterans Organization, honestly.
Inside our Veterans Lounge, every single weekend, we always have a blast. I mean, it's that inner circle, that inner trust, and especially because there's so many of us.
You know, you walk into a classroom as an almost 40-year-old woman, and people think you're the professor. But I walk into the student lounge, exceptional acceptance.
The more active the veteran, the better they do in academic, everything.
I just know my first couple days on campus, I was kind of like starstruck. And, you know, this is a big-time university, and we have sports and all that. It's the whole college experience, and I think Syracuse definitely provides that.
The National Veterans Resource Complex is the first of its kind.
Now, all military veteran support services are going to be housed in one central building. So anytime student veterans walk by this building, they know that if they have any problem or any kind of barrier to overcome, they know that building will be the staple of the solution, because everyone in that building is there to meet their needs.
If you want to give of yourself for your country, that will be a gift which will last a lifetime.
If you're going to ask somebody to stand in front of you and take a bullet, potentially, you ought to also help them get back on their feet, because it makes America a little stronger.
That will really be the challenge of this generation.
We're the best place to come because we care.
Wow, this is a breath of fresh air. I mean, this is a school made for veterans because veterans do succeed here.
It's just amazing to see all the things fall into place and realize that maybe this is really where I was meant to be. I want to continue fighting for our country with my mind,